Hello everyone and welcome back to the Witch of Bees and Bones. You've got a little bit of a different angle here today. I'm trying to figure out some lighting issues. There's a deck I'd like to show you and it's really lovely, and so I wanted to show the cards the best way that I could. The lights seem to blow it out. Lack of light doesn't help either. This is a pretty dark room. So I've got you, instead of pointing out this way more, obviously you're tilted in a little bit more. I like this space for my videos, but sometimes the lighting is not stellar. I don't want to make that big of a deal out of it, but it is what it is. So this is my little corner. So the deck I'd like to talk about today is a deck that I have had for, oh gosh, okay, 4 or 5 months now. I really enjoy it. It's an honest deck. It's a solid deck. It's also a little, I hesitate to use the word gentle, but it's a lot more gentle than some of the decks I have that are a little more kind of like, here's the thing, in your face. And since I'm trying to be a little more gentle with myself, I've been using this deck a little bit more. I also want to say I've been using this deck for some of the readings I've been doing for folks, and they've really been enjoying it. So I thought I would share it with you today because I actually haven't shared it on the channel before. I do want to mention, because I'm not ready to show my ancestor wall, but this picture right here, I'll actually tip you in a little bit more, is of my grandfather and my mom when she was itty bitty. You get that little sneak peek. But my mom's joining us today. Let's talk about the deck. Again, blown out. The Faceted Garden Oracle is the name of this deck. I will link everything down below. The only thing I do not love about this deck, and it's not even a big deal, I'm just getting it out of the way, is that the guidebook is a pamphlet. Again, it doesn't even fucking matter. I read intuitively. This deck is really attuned to be read intuitively. It's not, this might be okay for some clarification. This is not a big deal at all. But if you're a person that likes a big guidebook, or a lot of explanation, or you're new and really aren't quite set with the intuitive reading, it's a little anemic in that way, but I think it's a great jumping off point, and I would not hesitate to get this deck at all. But I did want to say that is the only shortcoming, and it doesn't even count. So again, nice box, lovely sitting on a shelf, solid, well made. It's a nice box, and I'm a sucker for packaging, as we all know. So the card stock, I'm trying to, not bad. So this is the backing on the cards. Very basic, very pretty, very simple. I'm hoping I can, so yes, there's this holographic edging to this deck, which is delicious. Yeah, it's just mesmerizing. It's also a nice size. It's easy to shuffle. I have probably larger hands, but not, I wouldn't say I have big hands, but I do have larger hands, but this is it's a nice size. It's very easy to shuffle. It's very easy to hold. Whatever you need for it to do, it's super simple. It's not one of the oversized cards. And I also like that there's no borders on these. Everything, for the most part, just goes right out to the edges. So I'm just going to show you some of the cards. again, I'm happy to answer any questions. Y'all are just like so lovely at reaching out and asking questions or leaving lovely comments, and I appreciate you all very, very much. It's important to me that you know that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it up close, and then I'm going to like pull it back against my black sweater and hope that you get some of the color, because otherwise it's just, I don't know, these lights. Help. Gemstones. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. So gemstones, and then you can just see like the richness of the color back here. Wild card. Celestial Realm. Thaw, which I hope it thaws soon around here. It's thawing. We're getting there. I've got some bare ground. I should probably just stop complaining about it. Mycelium. I love this card as a mushroom forager. I'm really excited about all the research and studies and interest in mycelium that's happening out in the world right now. I also wanted to mention, this card just reminded me of it. So as you know, I tend to like nature-oriented decks. This is very much a nature-oriented deck. There are a few human forms in it, not enough to be distracting to me. As I've said in other videos, I don't align great with decks that have that are kind of human-centric. I'm more based in plants and animals. There's some plants. It's really more kind of nature-based with minerals and plants and earth. So that feels good. It's a nice grounding deck as well. There are a few human figures in here. The cool thing about that is that the humans that are in here, it seems to be a pretty inclusive deck with different colors and skin tones. So it's not just like, here's some more white folks for you. There are white folks, but there's also people of many colors in here, and I enjoy that about this deck. I think that inclusivity is really important. So here's the Thorns card. She's got a nice little septum ring, like me. I had this, I really like my septum piercing, and I go through phases where I think about taking it out, and then I'm like, why would I do that? I really like it. So, fall, more mycelium. Fallow. Union. Nocturnus. Winter. This perennial card is really lovely. New Moon. I fucking love this card. I'm sure I've mentioned this probably ad nauseum at this point. I am a new moon. I'm a new moon girl. I don't love the full moon. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it makes me more emotional than I usually am, which I don't really need. It makes me crankier than I usually am, that I don't really need. And it also makes my body hurt and makes me feel just really unwell and unhealthy. The new moon, I am all about the new moon. So I love when a deck includes moons. For me, again, when there's a full moon in a deck, I think it's just as important to have a new moon in there. That's me being picky. But anyway, I love this new moon card, and I love this deck that's one of the reasons. So Mineral Realm. Sorry if y'all just heard my heat kick on. Pollinator, which is really beautiful. This reminds me of the morning cloak butterfly, which will be, it's one of the first butterflies to come out in the spring. It overwinters under bark. And so I have seen these when there's still a little bit of snow on the ground. Not quite as much as we still have, but so that's, they're really, I love them, and it's another harbinger of spring. The star card. This card is very much like the star in the in tarot. I mentioned that I am spending time with the Brady Tarot, and I feel like I'm discovering tarot for the first time, even though I've tried countless times to connect with it before. This deck and I are really connecting, and I'm getting it, and I'm retaining it, and I'm kind of incorporating it. I'm not at a place where I want to talk about the deck or my tarot practice because it's so new, and I'm just really kind of enjoying it for myself. But it is something that I'll talk about later for sure. But the images in these cards are really, really beautiful. Nest, again, gets blown out by the lights. I apologize. I'm going to stop apologizing. You know what? It is what it is. This is where we're at. Terrarium. There was another card I wanted to show you. There's also a lot of Ouroboros imagery in this deck, which is cool. The Metamorphosis card is really beautiful. This Wreath card. I see this card very much like the Wheel of Fortune in tarot. Entwined. More snakes. There's a fair amount, like I said. There's the Ouroboros. This Morning Song has the Ouroboros, but it's twisted. So yeah, I highly recommend this deck if you're looking for a nature-based deck, if you're looking for a direct but a little more on the gentle side deck. This isn't a slam you in the face deck. This is more of a, here's your information, I'm going to leave this right here for you and let you do what you want with it. So as ever, I appreciate all of you so much. Your comments are lovely, reaching out, your questions, all of it. I appreciate it all so much. And thanks to everyone who has reached out at my Etsy shop or privately to ask for a reading. It's been really fun and interesting to do the video reading when I've only done face-to-face readings for the majority of my time. But I feel like I'm finding a good flow, and I enjoy it, and I also feel really honored when someone reaches out for a reading. So I will be back with you very soon. I've got a couple of really fun things in the works, but I don't want to come at it half-assed. You know, I want to do these things justice, and I want to take my time. And as an Aries, I tend to maybe go all in before something is ready, and I'm trying to temper that part of me right now. So I adore you. I am so grateful for all of you, and I'll be back with you very, very soon with a new video. Please find something beautiful today. Listen to something beautiful. Hear something beautiful. Listening and hearing are the same thing. See something. Just take it in and let it sustain you for a little bit. The world is a wild place, and I think that we need to kind of bolster and heal ourselves however we can. So take care and be well, and I will see you very soon.